Hey, it's me, Steve. It's November 18th, 2017. Time is 9:45. It's 44 degrees Fahrenheit out. And it's pouring rain, so you probably hear it. You'll probably hear thunder and lightning, too. But I'm not driving. I'm just sitting in the Jeep. But actually, somebody in a group posted a very interesting question. They said, do you think technology has any limits to it? And in a nutshell, the answer to that is yes. A lot of these limits we are aware of. I hope this isn't too scattered around. I just thought of this on a whim, so I'm going to try to organize this the best I can on the fly. Well, certain things like desalination, internal combustion, the size of a microchip, we know these things have limits. Internal combustion engines are about as efficient as they're ever going to get. Same thing with desalination plants. You can only pull salt from salt water so fast. And microchips can only get so small, and we are really close to that limit, because we are bound by the laws of physics no matter what our technology is. We cannot break the laws of physics, just like Scotty said. And that's true. Now, our understanding of physics may change, and we may be able to do certain things, but certain chemical things like the internal combustion engine, desalination, we have a pretty good firm understanding of how that stuff works and the engineering behind it, so it's not likely to get any better. You may be able to do a roundabout thing, like instead of microchips you might be able to use something like quantum computers or something, but that stuff's still all theoretical right now, all right? But light speed is a perfect example of this. We observe nothing in the universe that goes faster than light. Right? Anything, nothing. Okay, so light speed seems to be a hard limit, and I hear people use the argument a lot. Well, we broke the sound barrier. We were able to fly, so why can't we break the light barrier? Well, here's the problems with that. Even before we put a guy in a plane and broke the sound barrier, we had things that traveled faster than the speed of sound. For one thing, the rotational rate of the planet at the equator, bullets. And as for the flying thing, we had things like birds and bats and insects. So it was just a matter of time. We didn't break anything. We didn't break any laws of physics by achieving these things. We know of nothing that goes faster than the speed of light. Now, a way around this might be, I forgot the guy's name, the famous physicist who's trying to postulate a warp drive. But even that isn't really breaking the speed of light. The ship itself is still moving at sublight speeds. The space-time in front and behind is what's getting warped, all right? So that you still wouldn't be breaking the laws of physics, even if that's a viability. But we could still colonize the galaxy anyway at sublight speeds. We have that technology. There was an old program called Orion. We could do that, but we run into another problem with that. We don't know how many Earth-like planets there are in our galaxy. And my money is still on this, to this day, on not very many. So it would still be a long trek to even do that. But it is feasible, theoretically. I also don't want to hear about Kardashev Scale, type 1, 2, and 3 civilizations. That argument is dumb, because it's based on an assumption, like the Drake equation is based on a series of assumptions. And until those series of assumptions are comparable to something else, it's pointless and it means nothing. So some guy brought that up, and it's very sci-fi-y. All right, I'm not saying it won't be valid in the future, but until we have something to compare it to, it doesn't mean a damn thing. So the Drake equation, let's see. Something else that plays a big part in the limits of technology. Of technology is the political and economics climate. All right, and that's a huge factor. Even though your technology may be able to progress and may have you're far from those limits, politics and economics could just put the brakes on it and make it go nowhere. Because quite honestly, now I'm not being anti-capitalist here. I'm just using this as an example because it's true, all right? Say a really wealthy company wanted to spend money on research, but they'd have to spend maybe $50 billion to $200 billion a year to do the research over the next 20 years. Say they wanted to go out into space and start mining asteroids and, colonization, stuff like that. They could do that. all right? And they would control space. In 50 years, they would be rolling in so much money. It would be unbelievable. But here's the problem with that. No company on this planet is going to invest that kind of money out of pocket for the next 20 years to wait for a 50-year return on its investment. They just aren't going to do that. And that's why you need government to start such things and to get those initial steps so companies can eventually take over. So, there's that factor. And then there's politics. If your politics is focused on stupid stuff and not really the quality and advancement of its citizens, but your politicians are more concerned with lining their pocketbooks, just basically acting like game show hosts, you're never going to get anywhere. You're going to plateau. And arguably, there's one nation in particular that has done that already. There's something else, too, I think I was going to mention. Anyway, I don't know. I think there was something else, and for the life of me, I just don't remember what it was. So basically, a lot of people's arguments for technology progressing forever is they'll watch sci-fi, all right? And they'll say, well, Star Trek predicted this, and it's like, the communicator and the flip phone. Well, no, it didn't. Star Trek did not predict a flip phone. They were using a communicator. The thing on top was an antenna. It wasn't a prediction. Our technology modeled itself after that. Took that as an example. The only thing Star Trek has ever accurately predicted was the day of the week of the moon landing. All right? And you can't sit there and use sci-fi as an argument for the advancement of technology, and that's usually what it boils down to. Usually people who think technology is just going to go on forever and it's just going to, there are no limits, or the people whose argument basically boils down to this. It boils down to, well, in insert favorite sci-fi show, they managed to do this. That's really it. But anyway, that's just it. And I just thought I'd rant about this on this gray and dreary rainy day. Leave comments below, or if you think I did miss something, or you want to criticize my analysis, go right ahead. But that's it.